You thinking of moving here to Delaware and you're just having a hard time deciding exactly where you want to live? Well, you could call your boy Hamburger because I'm helping. And in this video, I'm actually going to go over my top 10 favorite places to live in Delaware. And some of them may just surprise you, but after watching, you'll definitely know a lot more about Delaware and where you may potentially want to move. If you're new to my channel, welcome. My name is Windom. I help people buy and sell homes here in Delaware. I've lived here my entire life, and on this channel, I'll go over exactly what it's like living here in the good old first state, Delaware. And if you were potentially thinking about making a move to Delaware or maybe selling, I'd love to have a conversation to see if it made sense for us to potentially work together. So I'll put my info here on screen now, and then I'll put it again in the description below. With that being said, let's just get right into it. Now, Delaware is a relatively small state. Actually, it's the second smallest to be exact. And we only have 3 counties, which are Newcastle County, Kent County, and Sussex County. Now, we only have those 3 counties, but each of them have a diverse range of communities that all have their own unique charm. Now, keep in mind, this list is in no specific order. It's more so just from, I'm starting from the top of Delaware going to the bottom. So you're definitely gonna wanna make sure you stick around so you don't miss any great places to live. So first off, we'll start in Newcastle County, which is the northernmost part of Delaware. And when you're talking about Newcastle County, you always gotta mention Wilmington. And Wilmington is one of our biggest cities, and it's a great place if you're looking for that faster paced metro city lifestyle. If you're a big food fanatic like myself, Wilmington is great because it has tons of new options with new experiences. There's always a little bit of something for someone when you're there. Also, it has a very active social scene, networking, and nightlife. I mean, every time I turn around, I feel like there's always something happening in Wilmington. And it's also great for the location because if you're someone who maybe has family in New York, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, it's at the top of the state, so it's not that long of a commute to get back home and maybe see some of your family. Next is Newark. It's gonna be a mostly suburban town, which is home to the University of Delaware. So because of the college population, it's a great place for new businesses. So you tend to see a lot of new businesses popping up there all the time. So you're not gonna have any issue when you're looking for things to do or restaurants to go out to, or you just wanna explore and see some different things. You're gonna find a lot of things up in Newark that you wouldn't necessarily find in other parts of Delaware. Also, you have Christiana Mall, which is located in Newark, which is our biggest mall, and you have plenty of opportunity for tax-free shopping there, and there's a lot of other shopping centers and things in that area to do while you're just in, the Christiana Mall area. And it's not just businesses and restaurants in Newark. There's a lot of great open spaces and parks there, as well as the state park, White Clay Creek. And it's a great place if you want to go out and hike or just be outdoors. So Newark has a little bit of everything for everyone. And number 3 is Middletown. If you've done any research on Delaware, you've probably come across it already, but it is absolutely booming there. I can't tell you how many times I talk to a client and they say, I want to live in Middletown, I want to live in Middletown, especially if they're from out of state. And one of the main reasons for that is because it has one of the best school districts in the state, and that's the Appoquinimink School District. And that's a huge drawing point for Middletown. I can recall just 10, 15 years ago when Middletown was just a ball of dirt. And now it's just absolutely crazy there. They're building new stuff all the time, adding new places, and just upgrading that town so much. And another reason why is its great location. I mean, it's called Middletown. It's right in between Newcastle County and Kent County. So it has a great location as well. And because of all the new people coming to Middletown, they just keep developing. I mean, there's a new medical facility there. They just put in a new public library. There's an Amazon fulfillment center there, and they have a lot more plans to keep developing. So Middletown is definitely a great place to live. So now that we've covered some of the places in Newcastle County, let's move on down to Kent County. And that's gonna be right in the middle of the state. And Kent County is where I do majority of my business. So I'm probably gonna be talking about it a lot, but I also believe this is the place where you can get the most bang for your buck. So number 4 is going to be Smyrna. And I'm seeing a lot of people tend to move to Smyrna because, like I said, everyone talks about Middletown, but then they see some of those prices and they're like, well, Brandon, what else do you got for me? And Smyrna is a great alternative. Smyrna is typically more of an older, smaller town, but it does have a great school system, especially with all the new people coming into. There's a lot more money for the city to make new developments and attract new people. So it's kind of like everyone knows everyone, but it definitely has been growing. There's plans for a new business center to be developed in the next year or two. That's going to bring a lot more employment and new businesses. So if you're looking for that sense of community in that small town, Smyrna is a great place to live. Number 5 is going to be the capital of Delaware, which is Dover. And it's home to the Dover Air Force Base. So if you're active duty military or maybe a veteran and you want to be close to the base for that sense of community, or if you're active duty for your actual job, Dover is a no-brainer. Shameless plug. I am a military relocation professional. That's what the weird letters after my name stand for. But all that means is that I actually specialize with military, helping them relocate and find homes when they're getting to their new base or moving to their new one. So it's kind of my thing. But back to our list. Dover is a great city for pretty much anything. There's opportunities to do almost anything here. You have downtown Dover, which is loaded with plenty of small local businesses and restaurants. Dover is also home to Bally's Casino, so you can go get your gamble on, but there are quite a few events that are held there as well. So if you're into NASCAR, we have the Monster Mile that's held there, or if you're into the music scene, you have the Firefly Festival, which I'm sure you heard of. And despite Dover being the capital city, it has a pretty suburban feel with a ton of open spaces. So there's a bit of everything here to do. You know, if you want to golf, you can do that. If you want to just go out into the parks and get into nature, you can do that as well. And we even have a very small beach here. So with number 6, I'm actually going to give you a 2-for-1 special. I'm going to just put these two towns together because they're so close together. Honestly, if you blink, you're in one, and if you blink, you're in the other one. And that's going to be Magnolia and Camden. And they're home to an award-winning school district, which is Caesar Rodney. And it's also home to Pfeiffer Orchards, where you can go pick your own strawberries in the spring, or you can go grab a pumpkin in the fall. These towns are pretty small and they just have some of the basic amenities. So, you know, like a grocery store and some of the big box chains restaurants to go eat out at. So these towns kind of have the perfect mix between small town, but not being super rural. And because of its close proximity to Dover Air Force Base, it makes it a great decision if you're looking to be a little bit closer to the base, but you don't want to be in the city of Dover and you want a little bit of that peace and quiet. Number 7 is a hidden gem, and that's going to be the city of Felton. It's an extremely small town and it's mostly rural with a lot of countryside and farmland, but it has a lot of outdoor activities, and it's also home to Killings Pond State Park, which is great if you have kids. There's a small little water park in there, or if you just want to go camp or just explore some nature, you can get in there and it's great. And because of it flying under the radar, a lot of people don't really know about it yet. We don't see it being that developed. So it's a great place if you're looking to get a plot of land to maybe get some of those bigger lots that may not be in a community, just so you can, you know, have it all to yourself and kind of get away from everyone. But it's also super close to Route 13 and Route 1. So if you just hop on there, you can get down to the beaches or get back to wherever you need to go. So now let's head on down to Sussex County. Now this next city is a bit of a tricky one because it's actually located in both Kent County and Sussex County, and that's going to be Milford. And Milford, I don't know if you recall when I was talking about Middletown in the earlier part of the video, Milford I think is setting up for that same type of expansion. I mean, just in these last couple years, Milford has been expanding and adding new things like crazy. They have a huge new medical facility that they just built, and they have even more plans to keep expanding and adding more services to that campus as well. They have a brand new movie theater, brand new restaurants. I mean, every time I'm turning around, I'm hearing of some new plans for development in Milford. And there's plenty of land there to keep developing both commercially and residentially. And it doesn't show any signs of slowing down anytime soon. And with its convenient location only about 30 minutes away from the beaches, Milford is a great place for someone who maybe wants a bigger home with a bigger lot and doesn't want to break the bank, at least not yet. Number 9 is Milton, and it's a small little town, a small little beach town, and it's about as close as you can get to Delaware's main beaches while still being somewhat affordable. Milton is a great town with a lot of historic charm in downtown area filled with lots of little local businesses and eateries. It's surrounded with a ton of scenic area that's absolutely gorgeous. And with it being so close to the ocean and nature, there's a bunch of opportunities to get outdoors and explore. And even though it's fairly close to Delaware's main beaches, it's still just a little bit far away to where as though the traffic isn't unbearable on a day-to-day basis. And number 10, I'm actually just gonna put all these three together. What? This is my list. I can do whatever I want. And that's going to be the big 3. I'm not talking about LeBron when he came to Miami. I'm talking about the big 3 beaches in Delaware. And that's gonna be Rehoboth, Bethany, and Dewey. They're the most notable ones and consistently ranked among some of the top beaches and most visited here in Delaware. And I mean, it's a beach. What's not to like? Fun, sun, water, boardwalk fries. What more could you ask for? And if you're into shopping, we have the Tandra outlets down there, which is going to give you a multitude of places to shop and also tax-free. And because of the local tourism and the beaches are so popular, there's no shortage of things to do down there and businesses to go see. So if you want to go to a bunch of restaurants or want to find a great restaurant, there's a ton down there. And then if you have the family, you can also go do a lot of family activities such as water parks, go-karts, or just relax on the beach. So if you can afford it and you just love to be close to the water and you love that beach lifestyle, any one of the beaches will make a great new home for you and your family. Now, of course, there's other great places to live in Delaware, and I can't make a video going over everyone because then I would just be here talking forever and ever and ever and ever. Well, you get the idea. But now that you know some of the best places to live in Delaware, you're probably thinking, well, Brandon, those places sound nice, but how much is it gonna cost me? And if that's the case, I actually made another video discussing the cost of living in Delaware, and I'll put that video right here.